Hello, and welcome back to Nerd News. Today, we have Square Enix losing $200 million on that shitty Avengers game. We also have the full set list for the new Crystal Beast structure deck, including some really good reprints. And we have the Call of Duty open beta dates announced. Let's get started. So Square Enix lost $200 million making that Avengers game that came out like 2 years ago. They're claiming that AAA game development is hostile to this kind of loss. Honestly, I don't see it. I think it's just you made a really bad game. You tried to squeeze in all these microtransactions, and I'm sure that Avengers license cost you a lot of money, which is probably why. But honestly, you made a bad game, and that's what happens when you make a bad game. It just loses money. People don't want to buy the bad game. No one's gonna put. I mean, even if you wanted to do the microtransactions and stuff to make the game, to generate more revenue from the game because maybe the licensing costs that much, you made a bad game to begin with. No one's going to put in money to those microtransactions if the game is bad. This sounds like it was just a bad development and bad business decision. You probably shouldn't have made the Avengers game like this. This was not a good idea. I don't think it's AAA development because you do other AAA games that do exceedingly well. Things like Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest. These games do fantastic, and I just don't think it's a AAA development problem. I think it's just you made a shit game, and that's really it. RGG studio head Masayoshi Yokoyama says he is hesitant to bring the Yakuza games to the Switch due to the Switch's family-friendly nature. I'm going to be honest, I think this is kind of ridiculous. Not only do we have first-party Nintendo games that aren't particularly family-friendly, like Bayonetta, but we've gotten Switch exclusives that aren't exactly family-friendly. I think Deadly Premonitions 2 was a Switch exclusive initially. We've gotten Resident Evil games on there. We've gotten Doom games on there. We've gotten all kinds of stuff on the Switch. It's not really pigeonholed to being a family-friendly game. Nintendo makes mostly family-friendly games, sure, but the system itself isn't really held to that. If I'm being honest, I think that they're just a little upset about how the Wii U port of Yakuza 1 and 2 HD did, and honestly, it's kind of their own fault. Like it's really cool that they got 1 and 2 HD on the Wii U. That's the only way to play those games in HD. There's the remakes, but those are different. This is just the first and second game from the PS2 in HD. So it's really cool that they got that on the Wii U. However, you only released it in Japan, which is going to hurt your market to begin with. I know the Wii U wasn't super successful, but you probably could have did a worldwide release for this. But also, like, that it was the Wii U. Like, they sold like 7 of them, and I have 5. So that there's not really a comparison here. I really hope they change their mind, though. I would definitely buy the Yakuza games all over. I would buy the complete series all over again if they came to the Switch in a heartbeat, just because I love the series and I would love to have it portably, even though I don't really use my Switch portably. But that's just me. I think it would be a great thing to have. Next we have Infinity Strash, Dragon Quest Adventure of Dai. This game is coming to the PS4, 5, Switch, and Steam. It is an action RPG Dragon Quest spin-off. It looks fantastic. You're watching the trailer right now. It looks really, really great. I love Dragon Quest. Can't wait to pick this up. Really glad they announced today that it will be getting a worldwide release, so we will be getting it here in the US, obviously Europe and stuff too, which that's great. Still waiting on Dragon Quest X. They got an offline edition. I don't know why that's not available over here. I understand with the MMO part, maybe they didn't want to do all the work to put that over. But come on, the offline edition should definitely should have been released in the West by now. It's kind of annoying that it hasn't been. Really hope they get that over here soon. At least in the Switch's lifespan. I don't know. I have like 4 copies of it for the Wii U now, though. So I guess I'll learn Japanese and just play it that way if we don't ever get it on the Switch. One Piece Odyssey got a release date today, I believe at the Tokyo Game Show. Sadly, the release date is 1/17/23, which, if you're unaware, that is like 3 days before the new Fire Emblem game. I'm gonna be honest. I've been really getting into One Piece lately. I've been reading the manga. I think I'm up to like volume 30 or so, which obviously isn't very far in the series, but as someone who's getting into it more recently, I was actually really looking forward to this game. It looks really fun, really good. It's got a whole story created by the original author, which is always interesting. I like when they do that. I was really looking forward to this. This looked like a really good game. And then they decided they're going to release it 3 days before the next Fire Emblem. Gonna be honest, I'll probably pick the game up, but it's gonna get put into my backlog, and who knows when I'll get to it, because I mean, Fire Emblem's gonna get played first. It's just how it is. But I will say, if you're not interested in Fire Emblem, this looks like a great game. A new One Piece game. New anime games are always appreciated. So definitely check this out. You're watching the trailer. It looks really good though. I'm excited for this one, even if it is something I'm gonna have to put on the back burner for a little bit on release. Next up, we have the structure deck Legend of the Crystal Beast. And while the deck isn't anything to write home about, I wanted to point out a few of the reprints we have here, namely Dimension Shifter, Contact C, Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion, and Melody of the Awakening Dragon, and Foolish Burial Goods, and then Cosmic Cyclone. These are all really, really solid reprints. Oh, and Metaverse is another really good reprint. Metaverse isn't exactly an expensive card. The same thing with Melody of the Awakening Dragon and Contact C. These cards aren't super expensive, but they're still really good to have. So if you're a new player, or if you just don't have a lot of staples, this structure deck is definitely worth picking up a couple copies of just to get those cards. But Ash Blossom is a very expensive card. Getting another structure deck reprint will really tank the price on that. So I definitely recommend picking it up if you don't have your Ashes yet. Also, Ghost Bell is constantly in and out of the meta. Definitely the kind of card you want to purchase and hold on to. This is a really good way to get that as well. And don't underestimate the Foolish Burial Goods reprint. We've gotten a lot of reprints of it, but they happened kind of all at once, and then Konami just stopped printing it for a while. So I would really recommend picking this up just for the staples, even if you don't want the actual Crystal Beast deck, although it is a fan favorite deck, so I could see why you would want it. From a competitive standpoint, even if you don't have interest in this deck, for $30, you're getting 3 Ash Blossoms, 3 Ghost Spell, 3 Dimension Shifter, 3 Contacting Sea, 3 Melody of the Awakening Dragon, 3 Foolish Burial Goods, 3 Cosmic Cyclones, and a Metaverse is limited to 1, but still, you're getting your 1 Metaverse. That is a really strong pickup for $30. It's definitely worth it, especially considering Ash Blossom by itself right now is a $30 card. Highly recommend this, even if you're not interested in the deck. It's a fantastic product. Also, the tokens look really cool, so you pick up 3, you get a set of tokens. That's just neat. It doesn't have to do anything. They're just cool to have. Next up, we have some new altar arts revealed in Japan. One is for House Dragon Maid, and I mean, it looks pretty good. It's just an altar art, though. It's not really a new card. The other one is Flying Pegasus Railroad Stampede. This is a train support card. It's a little weird that they're giving this random train card a altar art, but I mean, it looks cool. Both cards look good, so no complaints from me. These are fine. And to go along with those altar arts, we have 2 new cards. One is this trap card, Switch Point. It's a normal trap. If your opponent controls 3 or more monsters, choose one of them and make your opponent send either it or all other monsters they control to the graveyard. I mean, this is pretty neat. It's not technically a train card. I guess it's a generic trap. I like the idea, though. You pick one card, or you pick one monster, and then they have to send either that one or all of their other monsters to the graveyard. It doesn't target, it chooses a monster, which is good. It doesn't destroy, it sends. That's also good. It's a normal trap, so it's trap trickable. That's, again, also pretty good. I think the only real issue is that if they only have, 2 good monsters on the field, you kind of get stuck between which one you pick. They can kind of pick whatever's the best option, but it can be a good loss advantage. I think this is going to be a really good card for trap decks, although I don't think it's going to be anything like meta breaking. It'll just be a nice solid trap option. Okay, and the final new card, we have Sweet Room Maid, a quick play spell card. It has Dragon Maids on the artwork, but it doesn't appear to be an actual Dragon Maid card. Let's see. It is, you can only activate one card with this card's names per turn, so it's a hard once per turn, quick effect, or quick play spell. If a cards is sent from hand and or deck to the graveyard, target one card in either graveyard, shuffle it into the deck. I mean, this is neat. It has an interesting effect in that it shuffles something back into the deck when they send something. So like if your opponent mills something, and that you can just shuffle it right back into the deck before it can really do anything. It's a cool application. However, I feel like it's just a worse DD Crow in like 90% of the cases. Again, I guess there's some application to it because you can shuffle your own stuff back, which like that's fine. I don't know. I feel like it's definitely a card that I would want to pick up and hold on to, because there's probably a time when it will be good, or at the very least, like it might have like a niche use, but I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. In some interesting Pokemon news, we have the Pokemon X Fossil Collection. These look pretty nice. I mean, you got a couple watches. They are very expensive, ranging from $200 to $300, and the little like wallet and card holders range from $50 to $100. So it is a very expensive collection. However, the stuff does look good. I do really like the the stainless steel Pokemon Starters watch and the Gengar watch. However, the Gengar watch is sold out already, so there's that. I don't know. I just thought it was a nice, interesting piece of news. It's a pretty neat collection, but I don't think I'd personally pay for any of this. All right, and the final story for today, we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 again. I don't know how they're naming this shit, but Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, but this time it's a 2 in Roman numerals instead of an actual 2. I guess that's the difference. The Call of Duty names are weird. Anyway, the open beta was announced, and it will be happening if you pre-order the game the 16th and the 17th. If you did not pre-order, there is an open beta the 18th through the 20th. So that's basically starting tomorrow. There's a open beta. It looks really good. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. I haven't looked forward to a Call of Duty game in a very long time, but I'm kind of looking forward to this one. This one looks pretty good. Maybe it's just the name. I really like the original Modern Warfare 2. Even now to go back to, it's one of my favorite games on the PS3. So I'm actually, I don't know, maybe the nostalgia from that is driving me into this one, but I'm actually kind of looking forward to this game. I think I'm going to pick this up when I get a chance. Alright, and that's all for today. Thank you for watching Nerd News. We'll be back Monday with the news from the weekend, and we're going to continue doing this every day, hopefully. Thanks for watching.